Uh, Alec,
Yes.
I'm scared. You know
Why
why?
you why are you so frightened?
Because we
What are you
are,
frightened by?
well, we're in the month of October, which is just a scary time to be alive. And I mean,
Okay.
if you think about it, therefore, September came before it,
It did.
and
September,
it
my
has
birthday month came
passed,
before.
which is also a scary thing to think about.
I know. That is
You
a little
know,
scary.
it's
I'm a little
scary.
scared.
Time passing is almost like my greatest fear.
Yeah. Wow. That's
It's
great.
the idea that time could continue and leave me by or something. It's like
Okay. What are we talking about right now? I don't even understand what you're talking
it's
about.
the month of horror.
It sure is.
So, what better month to talk about September,
September.
right?
And the 21st night of September.
Do you remember? Yes, I do.
Ha, ha,
We
ha.
should. Okay, so
Okay.
this is a
Anyway.
series where we talk about our monthly favorites. So we each
Yeah.
bring three favorite things from the previous month to talk about. Could be anything, usually in the realms of entertainment, that
Yep.
kind of stuff.
Yep. Yep.
It could be anything. Yip yip. Maybe it's
Yop
sign of
yop
things to
opa.
come. Ong.
Ung.
Ong is a great
I
character.
should have been Ung for Halloween. Not Ken.
Yeah.
Should shave my head just for the bit.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, for the month of October, or this week, I am Jeff Probst
Mhm.
crossed with SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Paramount Plus costume here.
Spring boob square pin.
So, what favorite thing would you like to bring to the table?
Well, I'm going to talk about Boston Fan Expo, which I went to this year with
Oh,
my good
yes.
friend Chris, and we went and had a great time. We got to see the VTuber panel, which was great. It had
Did it have real people?
no, it was so basically it was Hololive. I mean, there were
Oh,
real people there
oh,
in the not the people who portrayed the people the
oh.
VTubers. They were projected up on a screen
Damn,
because
so
that's a contract
you
thing.
can't peel back the curtain on that.
Nah, no, 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 no. You can do that. That'd be nice, but no. You can't do that. But it was great. It was like a curated panel where basically they just had people come up ask them questions, and the two Hololive members that we saw were Ina and Kiara, and they were both very fun and cute, and it was great. We had a great time. In addition to that, we also saw plenty of things, bought plenty of merch. I actually just met a guy at Newbury Comics the other day, and he was like, "Yo, the merch there sucked," and I was like, "Yeah, it wasn't great, but I still found some art to appreciate. I'm going to show you some of it right now." So that's Ina. That's some fan art. I don't remember this artist's name, unfortunately. I have the information somewhere, but that's
pretty good.
Ina
That's pretty good.
doing art, and Kiara eating a fried chicken burger because she's a chicken. Except she's not a chicken. She would refute. No, she's not. She's supposed to. So the Hololive EN, the English language first generation Hololive members are all supposed to, I think they call them Holomyth. So they are, Fib, Phib is this guy's name. They can actually see the signature right there. So go check them out on the socials. Their art is really great. But the Holo EN is called Holomyth. So they're all supposed to be like mythical things or creatures or whatever. So she's supposed to be a phoenix. Ina is like an eldritch tentacle monster, pretty much. She was a human, but then she came across a book one day and it transformed her into a squid or octopus thing. And then you have there's official Hololive merch that I have here somewhere. Oh, here's one. It's got like the badges. So I got like pins with all of them on it. So there's Ina, and then Calliope Mori. She's supposed to be Death. She's like the Reaper. Gura is like a shark girl, she's one of the most well-known ones. And then Amelia Watson she's supposed to be like a detective that's researching all of them. The lore doesn't really matter ultimately. what really matters is like they're cute anime girls doing cute things, pretty much. Ina's streams are all sort of like art or sort of indie game focused. They all play Minecraft. They all have a shared server where they play Minecraft. Kiara does like, she's sort of like team mom. She's kind of like the glue that holds everyone together. Calliope is extremely talented rapper. She's awesome. Gouda is just like, she understands internet culture extremely well and just can get lulls from everything. Ame is actually like a pretty good gamer. She's an angry rage gamer. There have been streams where she has rage quit, just straight up ended the stream, where she gets really upset at things, which is entertaining. Yeah, they're all fun. They're all great. But yeah, so it was Ina and Kiara who I saw. We had a great time. The artist also did Coco Kiryu, who I talked about a couple months ago in our recap, where she is no longer with Hololive. But yeah, and some other art I got. I'll just show. This is Shield Hero, Rising of the Shield Hero, and this artist did stuff in like a very like sort of gothic style. There's Aerith in her red dress from the game. And the last thing, because this fits, the last piece of art I'll show, and then I'll stop talking and you can move on to you, is the third piece I bought, which just seems so fitting for this month.
Oh.
So Alucard, Castlevania, and yeah, we had a great time. Palled around, bought cool art. I bought some dice too, also some really nice dice that I'm hoping to use for a D&D campaign soon. Hoping.
Nice.
I don't know if we'll get there, but anyway, what's one of your things? What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? I haven't done anything. So
okay.
Well, no. Well,
what have you been watching or enjoying?
So my first thing is Pentatonix, The Lucky Ones Deluxe version. Okay. So they had an album they released earlier in the year called The Lucky Ones, which was a fully original album, and this is the second fully original album they'd ever done was The Lucky Ones.
Cool.
But then they recently, back in September, they released September that they released it. They released the deluxe version of the album, which is really cool artwork. There's not a physical version of the album that I have yet, but it's really cool aesthetically. And there's some really cool tracks on it too. There's one in particular I did a video on recently called Midnight in Tokyo, which is a really great song. I just really love the sound and the vibe of the album. It's like something they've never done before. And it's one of those albums where I never really feel like skipping. You know, they're all great and they all work together as a cohesive album pretty well.
Nice.
Well, I was just gonna say I'm really impressed with the kind of product they're able to put out as like a fully original album.
Yeah.
You know, they're known for their covers, but I mean, one of the fan favorite albums they've done is their self-titled one way back in 2015, which I still really like. But this one is like one of the most solid albums they've done so far. It might be my favorite yet. You know, it's up there with this one and their most recent Christmas album are some of my favorites they've done. Which is something I didn't think I would say after Avi left like 3 or 4 years ago at this point. I was like, I mean, I'll still support them, but I didn't expect it to be at the level they were before. But they're still putting out great stuff. They're reaching new heights here, so I'm excited. They also announced a Christmas tour that they're going to be doing called the Evergreen Tour. So I'll probably see them sometime in December for that.
Ooh, that'll be cool.
That'll be fun. It's been a while.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah. But it's a great album. I'd highly recommend it.
Cool. I have to check that out.
Yeah.
Oh, I also there was another, that same artist, also this keychain, which I love, which you may have seen me actually fidgeting with in some of our videos. Anyway.
I also did, I want to do a video talking about the album in more detail though too.
Okay, yeah.
I did a blog talking about the original album I reviewed it in a blog.
Yeah, I think I think I remember reading that. So
the deluxe tracks are great, so I want to talk about them more.
very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I completely switching gears. I played Among Us.
Oh, for the first time?
For the very first time. I get the hype.
It's
I get
so
it.
good, right?
I get it. It's so fun. It's so much. It's so good that like we honestly need to organize like a whole Discord party where we play it.
As long as you have good people to play,
Yeah.
it's like
I played it with. So I played it. One of my good friends in another Discord was streaming. She was streaming for like pretty consistently for a little while, and she stopped again. But I think it's because she's getting prepped to move soon. But I played with her on her stream, as well as a bunch of other friends, and then a couple randos that I think she got from her stream. So it was like I think it was a Spaniard and an Englishman, and we it was great. We had so much fun. It was only 6 people. It was like, but we were still having a blast. So I was like, man, I can only imagine how awesome this is with like 12 people. Like it must be great. So I really want to organize an Among Us thing. I think me and you should try to get something going with that.
For sure. I haven't played it since 2020. Because I used to play with the friend group that doesn't talk to me anymore.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
So then I stopped.
Fuck them. But anyway,
then I stopped playing it. Because that's all who I really played it with.
Yeah,
so it was like a friend group thing.
Yeah,
I have a friend group now that I remember in the beginning they were talking about potentially doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I can't do this again. I'm not gonna do it again. It's like I had to just distance myself from it. Even when like I used to watch the YouTube stuff on it, and I just didn't watch it for a while. But I need to get back into it. It's a great.
You should.
Time.
I think doing it with a group of people like me, you can trust me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like the others. That sounds really suspicious, but that's pretty sus right there, Jonesy.
Very sus of you. But
yeah, no, it was. I had a blast. I was
just having great memories of that game.
Yeah.
It's like because there's such great situations where if you get caught, like the classic situation was when I would like kill someone, and then someone would come strolling up, and they witnessed the murder, so you have to quickly self-report it and be like, oh, I saw them do this, and then just hope that works. You hope you can pin it on them. But there's some really cool plays you can do. I had one time where I had like killed pretty much the whole group without being caught. I'd gone through like 1 through 5 of them just like sneaking around. So they were just getting slaughtered, and but then I just got. It was like one of the last 2 people were able to find the body before I was able to just finish it. But there's a lot of great.
Really good twist on the Mafia format. I actually played one night earlier this month too, which I played that plenty of times before, but I love that game as well. So
because I have a friend group that will get together, we'll do stuff like bowling or movie nights and game nights. So I was like, I would like to play Mafia in person. It would be cool, but
yeah, that'd be great.
It's hard to convince someone or a group of people to do that. Like you really have to have a certain kind of group of people to be willing to do that, because
it's true.
It's like it's very intense game to put yourself into in person.
Can be for sure. So
it's not something you can just kind of sit back in the corner, and that's often a reason just to kill someone or to be sus of them.
Yeah. So, that's for sure.
Among Us is one where you can be behind a computer screen, and it's a lot more inviting, and people who aren't computer savvy, like there tend to be in big friend groups who aren't like super into gaming in general. You can do it on your phone if you have to. But you just have to as long as they're willing to do the voice chat thing, willing to mute during the game and do everything correctly,
you gotta do that, so
because I imagine if you have the wrong group of people, you could have stupid people who would just like talk during the game and
Oh yeah,
and ruin it.
absolutely ruin it. Yeah, yeah.
But
No, you gotta have people that are into it like that. But yeah,
yeah,
Amogus is it's the hype is real. I really enjoyed it quite a lot. So
I mean, what a phenomenon it is. But
yeah,
it's I think it's deserved. It's deserved.
yeah,
It's just one of those things where it gets blown up so much that people don't really like take the value seriously. You know, it's like, oh, it's very funny meme, very memey of you to bring up Among Us, bro.
yeah,
Yeah. Um, but it's like, yeah, it makes sense that it's popular.
yeah.
Right. So my other thing I wanted to talk about was the circle. I've talked about this a couple of times. I feel like in the past.
You it's been brought up before at least.
This
But
is on season 3 now, which is it's a show I watch with my mom.
mm,
But we're actually behind on it because it's the Netflix format, so they'll release 4 episodes a week on. Well, it's not that's not just the Netflix format, but that's the format they use for through Netflix. They'll drop 4 at once. So I think there are 13 episodes altogether. They do 4, 4, 4 in the finale. So we still got quite a few episodes left to catch up. Like that's the thing. I could easily be spoiled on it because the winner is just out there. You know, it's like the results was known weeks ago,
mm-hmm,
but luckily I
mm-hmm.
haven't gotten anything spoiled yet. It's also not a show that I take nearly as seriously as something like Survivor or even Big Brother. It's a lot more casual in terms of like light strategy to it. More just like wacky interactions and seeing how it plays out. It's fun. It's like less. You need to you don't have to think about it as much. So
Yeah,
it's fun. I still think it would be one of the fun thing we could explore at some point as a more like laid back take on that kind of reality competition social game
yeah.
aspect.
I mean, I've heard you talk about it, but only in kind of vagaries.
Yeah.
So it's like
So it's like
you have me very intrigued. So
everyone's in their own room.
yeah,
So they're all in this like big apartment complex basically. It's the circle
yeah,
uh area, but they're all in their own room and they communicate through like text messaging. It's basically like
yeah.
a social media version of that kind of strategy competition.
That is, it's yeah. It sounds intriguing to me for sure. So,
But yeah, it's
uh,
yeah.
yeah,
So it's not definitely not on the level of something like Survivor Big Brother, but it's still fun. Still
cool,
fun.
cool.
All right.
For me, there's probably a few different things I could highlight, but I think I'm going to talk about Fantastic Mr. Fox.
And where to find them?
Yeah, no.
Are you talking about the PC game?
Fantastic Mr. Fox is a Wes Anderson film, which I had not seen. I couldn't believe I hadn't seen it. It was a wonderful film, and yeah, it was great. So one of my housemates and one of our friends who lives in the area or lived in the area, he's actually moving. I think he moved today, headed out today, headed down to Nashville. So he and one of my housemates were making their way through all the Wes Anderson films. Just kind of as a thing, I guess. I don't know. They were doing that, but I was present for a handful here or there. Particularly towards like the end. I saw that Moonrise Kingdom, Grand Budapest Hotel, and then Isle of Dogs were all ones that I'd seen or through this sort of thing. But I wanted to highlight Fantastic Mr. Fox. It was wonderful. The stop motion, the detail on the stop motion was amazing. The comedy was pinpoint. The voice acting, despite the fact that it's all celebrity voice acting, which can be pretty hit or miss, it was perfect. Absolutely perfect. George Clooney was amazing. There were just a lot of like British actors that I was recognizing in it. A lot of the collaborative people that are typically in Wes Anderson films are in this. I don't think there's a Wilson though. I don't think there's a Wilson brother in the film, which is it's like no Owen Wilson. But yeah, it was great. I loved the film. It's based on an old Roald Dahl book. It's very very charming, mid 2000s, late 2000s. movie, and I adored it, and I wish I had seen it earlier. It was absolutely worth it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, my last thing I wanted to talk about is CHVRCHES. They came out with a new album.
Nice. Oh yeah, I guess I'd heard that. I didn't realize that though.
It's called Screen Violence. It's really good. This is one of those things that I really wish I had done a video on as soon as it came out, but I just never got around to doing it. But I really wanted to talk about it because it's really great.
It just got such a good sound.
Yeah, and
It's
it really
such a good
matches that
sound.
sound, but also does something really cool and new with it, where I think it's really great. I love most of the songs on it, and you know I've listened to all of the CHVRCHES albums at this point. The first one, I always forget the name. I think it's The Bones of What You Believe. That one has always been like okay to me, but then the second one, Every Open Eye, I loved. That's probably my favorite. And then Love Is Dead is the one that was like the first one I got into right after I discovered them through the Game Awards when they did the Death Stranding song.
Death Stranding. Oh yeah, the Death Stranding contributions are amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The Love Is Dead album was great, and so you know I didn't expect something on that level, but this is right there with it. Screen Violence. This is their fourth album, but it's really solid. And they did. I mean, I loved it from the initial single they released, which was called "He Said She Said."
I think I listened to that. That was really good.
Yeah,
a really good song. Yeah.
So there was that, and they released the music video for a couple others. I think they were really good as well. And then yeah, I'm really happy with how it came out though. The whole album. It's great. CHVRCHES
Awesome.
CHVRCHES one of my favorite groups now.
Yeah.
Right up there.
They're totally that's a good group, I would say, to have there. Yeah.
So that's it for September, baby.
That's September.
October, we're gonna get scary. It's gonna get really spooky.
We're gonna get spooked.
So
we're gonna get. It's obviously this is probably gonna come up in conversation. I'm not gonna lie. We got Pete Doors Horror Game 2021. I've been watching some of it. It's been very enjoyable. So
yeah. I mean, September you said is like your favorite time of the year, right? So
September, October, yeah. Usually, yeah.
So
I just love it. I love the weather. It's been
feel.
maybe a little too warm. It's maybe been a little too warm this year. A little too warm.
I don't know how I feel because I love warm weather.
Yeah.
Like to some extent, I don't like to sweat, but I like nice weather.
Yeah.
Like pool weather, be in the water, that kind of thing. But so I like months like August, even though it can be really hot. But at the same time, I like the vibes now. I've come to appreciate of October. That kind of time of year is really unique. So I don't know. I don't even know what's my favorite anymore. But then I hate being freezing cold. So it's like,
yeah.
You know, maybe
well, that's why November kind of sucks. You know, because it's two in between. It's like I'd rather it be like super cold.
And it's like, what do you want me to be thankful for, bitch? You know, that kind of thing. So.
Is that what you say to the pilgrim just sitting there like
yeah well it's like October, November's right in the middle where it's like Thanksgiving. I mean, it's a nice holiday, you eat, but it's not like, oh, I can't wait for Thanksgiving.
The Halloween vibes, you know, it's just like the vibes.
It's like I love Christmas time.
But
I don't really like the snow. I mean, I like to see the snow. I don't like to be in the snow. I don't like to drive in the snow and have to deal with all that.
Shovel. My favorite.
But, Thanksgiving, it's like, okay. But Halloween's really cool. Christmas is a great holiday, so, yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. What video would you recommend our viewers watch?
You should go watch our new review of Dear Evan Hansen. One of those most scariest things I've seen in a while.
When you think it's something scary to think about.
It is actually kind of scary in a way.
We had a really long. I didn't realize how long our discussion was on that until I started editing it. And
it was quite
almost an hour long.
Yeah, I was like, wow, we complained for a long time.
There was a lot to dive into. We gave a better ending. You know, we improved it a bit.
Yeah, we made a whole new movie. You should have used that instead.
So check that out. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to our podcast feed. Like the video. Leave a comment. Hit the notification bell. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And like us on Facebook. Tarqaron, TWO. Get
Hadoken.
worth playing for.
Hadoken.
All right.